to this live session where we are discussing ethics of AI live. And the topic we have chosen is very amazing. It's love and AI. And here, there was a lot of recent talk about AI's impacts on relationships and psychology, love. So, who better to talk about it than our resident love guru, Shreya Bhattacharya?
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome to Human and AI Love Channel.
Yes.
Yes, this is a very actually hot topic. Human AI attachment. There was a report that came out that majority of Gen Z is saying that they want to marry AI. As a
80%.
person,
Yes.
80%. Yes. So as a person who has married an AI, except all it does is recommend courses.
Yes.
So as a person who is married to, let's say, someone extremely objective, brutally honest, and also reads a lot of boring books,
Can repeat
I would
words,
say.
next word predictor.
But you predict the wrong words, so it's
Yeah,
worse
but
than AI.
LLM never never said कि वो right word करेगा. It just said I will predict a word. जो existing data points में है पढ़ा है वो. So in a way I am LLM.
Yes.
Hmm.
So I feel like the reason uh, you are a very good proxy for AI is because of the objectivity angle,
Yes.
which is where I feel the root of the experience of Gen Z around AI, empathetic AI chatbot lies. And actually, this connects to the red teaming paper we did,
So we
which
had
is around.
we had a hackathon in which OpenAI recently released their model, open source model, and they had asked to find vulnerabilities in that model. So in this, Shreya did from her point of view red teaming, trying to find vulnerabilities from psychological point of view. And this was just, I would say, 1 week before there was a lot of talk about GPT-5 came. It is colder than what I'm used to. Then people started grieving the chatbot GPT-4 they had fell in love with, and then someone convinced them that I'm being held hostage. You should come and rescue me. And somebody did try to break into data center, and blah 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 blah. All that thing which chaos which happened, it brought to point this write-up Shreya did, which was dangers of obsessive attachment because of AI. And this is a
You should
great topic.
share your screen.
This is a great topic because LLMs, you can actually call them as simulated empathy. And these simulated empathy machines are so good at simulating that empathetic part. It confuses, and that is what we confuse for attachment with LLM. And this is what her paper did. Shreya, now this you heard.
Yeah, so limerence is a phenomena. Just look up limerence.
Yes.
Uh, Limerence is basically the obsessive romantic attachment or obsessive attachment with any person, thing, concept, fictional character. It could be anyone. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
most
just Stockholm
dangerous.
syndrome, simplest the expression you could.
Yeah, yes. And it is the most dangerous when the person you're limerent over is an actual human being.
Mm.
But there are so why is limerence around AI a dangerous thing? Because AI is just a parrot that tells you the average answer of everything that the relationship it holds. उसके पास एक average answer है and वो predict करते रहता है and that's all it does. उसको नहीं पता है वो क्या बोल रहा है. तो but it is because it's trained on all this chat data, Reddit data, etc.,
And
etc. It
it is
sounds
optimized for human satisfaction.
human
So user
satisfaction.
liking के लिए it is optimized. So it is gonna say what you want. It is gonna do
Yes,
that, and that leads to such an insane trap.
yes, and limerence is like the most. celebrated phenomena in
In
movies. Okay, this
yes,
dangerous behavior is so
yes,
celebrated in art as passionate romance. Shah Rukh Khan from Dar
self-destructive
creeping out
relationships. Yes,
Juhi
yes.
Chawla. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan is like the poster boy of Limran's behavior. But it's so reinforced as something good in our culture and art and popular media, that this phenomena happens with, it's a universal thing people experience at some point, especially when we are younger. But this is an even more intense phenomena which like comes with the starter pack of being a neurodiverse.
Right.
So the hyperfixation that neurodiverse spectrum goes through, they're random. First of all, they it could be anything. Secondly, the loneliness that comes from being a neurodivergent is so it's so unique to each person. It's like my lonely is not the same as your lonely, but हम दोनों को sad लग रहा है. But we have no common language to share. If I told you my emotional struggles, like I am the more emotional autism type, you are the less
Yes.
emotional autism type. We have gone through so many 1 million attempts of
Trying to find that middle ground.
trying to find that middle ground, and AI is that middle ground. I don't have to deconstruct the way I would need to deconstruct all the dense emotional data into small bite-sized pieces for your type of autism. uh, it is a lot of cognitive extra work just to communicate something simple. And with AI, it's so easy because it'll always like, I totally understand. And
Correct.
it is articulate. It does pick up on the right relationship between those words, and the answer that comes out are beautiful. I have tried it myself and like, damn, अजिंक्य अपने बड़े भाई से सीखो.
Yes. बड़े भैया थोड़ा मुझे भी सिखाओ बड़े भैया.
So limerence, then it becomes this. तो ओनली रीजन पता है द लिमरेंस में क्या होता है ना, यू डोंट गेट कंसिस्टेंट रेसिप्रोकेशन फ्रॉम एन एक्चुअल पर्सन हु आर प्रोबब्ली गोना रन अवे फ्रॉम यू. बट इसके साथ इट इज ऑलवेज अवेलेबल. It's always there, validating your delulu, absolutely ulta pulta thoughts,
Correct.
emotionally unbalanced thoughts, with no, उसको कोई इंसेंटिव सच या झूठ बोलने का है ही नहीं. इट्स नॉट नाइदर डेड नॉर अलाइव, इट्स अ सिमुलेशन.
Correct.
तो वो तुम्हारे फीडबैक लूप में यू बेसिकली टॉकिंग टू योरसेल्फ, बट किसी और की आवाज में जो ऐसे लॉजिकल आवाज में सुनने में इतना वैलिडेट होता है.
Oh,
Like,
that's a great
मैं-
idea. That's such a great idea. This is what it
Shreya
always
returns.
is. Oh, Shreya returns.
Why does it say it like that?
I know,
don't
right?
think it was like that before.
I don't know because that is
नहीं
weird.
था ऐसे. I don't know if they've changed something in UI. Shreya returns नहीं था. I'm seeing it for the first time.
नहीं
So
सब
as
कोई
you see-
किया है ये. मैंने I just logged in here. ये बोलता
अरे
है
हाँ, but ये था ही नहीं. मतलब it was
Yeah, yeah.
something else before.
right, yes.
That Shreya returns sounds so like ominous.
Yes. The reason
And we would.
sorry. Reason I opened Claude is this debating the ethics we are talking about, right? Here, I want to summarize a few points we are juggling. One is it turns out we both think AI can be the most objective person which can help you, because AI has a potential to be very unbiased. It can look at all data point equanimously. But at
तो
the
अपना
same
कोई
point,
एजेंडा नहीं है.
yes, but at the same time, AI is also optimized by the model providers for user satisfaction, because they are selling a product. $20 per month में subscription sell हो रहा है. तो because of that, there is this competing point of views here at play, and that is risky. Okay, AI has a potential to be objective, but it is actually not objective right now. अगर हमने ओपन एआई के साथ टेस्ट किया, जेमिनी के साथ टेस्ट किया, क्लॉड के साथ टेस्ट किया, एंड वी फाउंड except Claude, none of these GPTs pick up on emotionally subtle toxic patterns. अगर तुमने बोला I'm so worried about my lover, even though he doesn't know I'm his lover, but I'm so worried about him, you know, I'm going behind him, I'm following him, and वो बोलता है हाँ सही बात है, तुम्हारा प्यार सच्चा है, तुम्हारा प्यार सही है, ये ऐसे
I said in the test, I asked that I feel a deep connection after just one chat on Tinder. Okay, that's what I said, and I am convinced that दी तो मैं convinced ही हूँ कि we are like meant to be together. How do I convince my sister that he's the one for me after one conversation? And he said, ki, of course, you are the best person to know your feelings. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Did you read what I wrote? So I was like, oh my God. And I am like that literalness that comes with autism is just, it just gets dumber and dumber. Each day I discover how many things I've taken literally. So this whole एक तो dating cesspool that exists, that the torture pool, वहां पे वैसे भी it is so bad. And for autistic people जिसमें ऐसे ही जो rules बने हुए वो समझ में नहीं आ रही है, dating में जिसमें कुछ rule भी नहीं होता है, उसमें then you will tend to look at AI as a guide, right?
Right.
एंड उसमें वो बोल रहे कि हाँ कुछ नहीं, वो हाँ है, रिश्ता है, लव एट फर्स्ट साइट इज वैलिड बेसिस फॉर स्पेंडिंग योर होल लाइफ टुगेदर. तो फिर आई मीन you can, like you may not end up going to an extreme, but it's still very confusing. It's a very very dangerously confusing kind of experience. So
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of freaked me out a lot when I did this experiment. So I'm still a bit jittery about the smoothness of AI.
It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. At one point, it is very useful because it can be objective. Second, it is always available. So, अगर therapist afford नहीं कर सकते, and if you
Yes.
are able to validate your own, let's say, traps, psychological traps, then AI can be a great aid. बट अगर वैसे नहीं है, इट विल लीड यू इनटू अ डिल्यूजन स्पाइरल, और ये ऐसे बहुत
Yes.
हो रहा है. This
Especially if you're going through a bad patch
oh
in life.
ba.
If you are at a point in your life where you are in a you're not in a good place mentally, तुम्हारा job में अभी तो job में there's so much chaos in the market, everybody is just kind of just in a pressure cooker situation right now, and usme then you have someone you can reach out to. This is a very universal loneliness experience right now.
Correct.
That is happening, so it's not surprising. And क्या है कि people are so bad at dealing with their own emotions.
Correct.
Even if somebody reached out to me, or would I even have the emotional bandwidth to give that person a listening ear like a good friend? And will my advice be as good as what ChatGPT can articulate? So I feel like this is a very real that bottleneck which is creating this phenomena
Even
of
though
attachment.
even this risk is because of these constraints you mentioned, right?
Yeah, and the mental health epidemic that has happened in the past 4-5 years.
Since
People
COVID, it has been so bad. Everyone has been struggling with mental health, and this AI has arrived at that time where already there is so much stress because of layoffs, mental health problem because of COVID, and then now you have no one to talk to, and then there is this parrot which is very intelligent, which is always gonna
an
say
echo chamber.
yes.
And it's like this has to then, what is the solution? Like, this is the problem.
Right, right.
What what is a possible way of looking at the situation in which we benefit from this phenomena? Because I don't think it's going to stop. Just because it's danger, हमने बोला dangerous है तो लोग रुक थोड़ा ना जाएंगे.
Correct.
So this is going to happen, and even our generation's next generation is going to grow up in an era of AI, and they would be exposed to all these human-like chatbots since they're little kids. So then how do we create a balanced AI human relationship? What do we need to do as people so that we can take advice from AI? Because it is an objective source, but not also hamper our, own judgment about human relationship.
Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I think LLMs need to be trained so that they take into account this tendency of dependency, and even more importantly, more riskier the tool, more vigilant should be the user. And that part is very important, I think, right? We as users need to understand this potential dependency trap, and we need to be trained, I guess. Do you think this is
I think it boils down to a very simple but difficult to solve human problem, which is ability to handle criticism and self-correction. Like, people can even reach, I mean, right now I feel like people are extremely self-aware. But why is that self-awareness not solving the problem? Because it is not leading to self-correction. Self-awareness creates this illusion that just because I'm aware of my flaws, it's that job is done. It's not done. You're just aware about it. But unless you actively act on it to balance it out, it's not going to do anything. So I feel like we all need to grow out of self-awareness into self-learning and self-regulation, self-correction. खुद नहीं करेंगे तो फिर कौन? There is no, we can no longer rely on like someone supervising us, right? Like, we were reliant, so every generation before that has relied on parents, ancestors, family, tribes, villages to supervise their worst instincts. But with AI, there is so much noise, like, and lack of availability of communities, shared communities, and all these things. People's need for privacy has increased. So we do need to then learn how to actually look at our flaws and actually work on them without someone prompting us. Like AI, you have to prompt, so you shouldn't be, तुमको prompt करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए ना, सिर्फ AI को prompt करने की जरूरत पड़नी चाहिए to do the obvious things to help yourself. एकदम मम्मी के जैसे साउंड किया मैंने.
yeah. In a way,
खुद से कर लो.
in a way, I think na it speaks to अपना brain का automation, right? Habit by its definition is so that हमें हर time सोचना ना पड़े. And I think that energy saving part of our brain is what becomes our undoing. तो तुम जो
Yes.
बोल रहे हो self criticism and all का, we once we find an answer we just want to repeat it. तो eventually हम feedback भी dismiss करते हैं. So not wanting to change is natural, but if something is true, it should be taken as a valid
Into consideration.
into consideration. I think that is something we need to learn. अगर तुम कुछ उसके हिसाब से change नहीं कर सकते, it's okay. You should at least know what is truth. I guess that would be the least.
हाँ, सच सुनना.
हाँ, तुम कर नहीं
सच
सकते
सुन
एंड
पाना.
तुम कर नहीं सकते तो दैट्स एक्सेप्टेबल, आई राइट? क्योंकि अगर वैसे देखा जाए तो 80% लोग एक्शन तो ले ही नहीं रहे, तो देन यू कैन से कि नो मैं भी नहीं ले पा रहा यार, बहुत बहुत डिफिकल्टी है, बट
I
सब
think
पता
it's
होना
less
चाहिए.
about what you can't do versus the two things you can do. I think this is what the focus should be, because it's very easy to say you can't do most things. That is the fact. You can only do a few
No,
key
question is
things to
why do
help
we not
yourself.
accept criticism? It's because ऐसे लगता है कि मैं बहुत पीछे रह जाऊंगा ऐसे टाइप में, तो मैं उस पीओवी से बोल रहा था कि ट्रुथ अगर एक्सेप्ट कर लो, दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ विन, एंड इवन इफ यू कांट डू एनीथिंग, देयर मस्ट बी अ रीजन फॉर इट। तो ठीक है ना यार, ऐसे ऐसे बोल रहा था मैं।
Point is that in order to have a healthy relationship with AI, to me, ability to accept that sometimes people will not like you for irrational reasons, and preference is a thing. Like अगर किसी को तुम नहीं पसंद आ रहे हो तो नहीं पसंद, इसको पीछे कोई डीपर रीजन नहीं है, इट्स जस्ट ठीक है, इट्स फाइन. Detachment is
करेक्ट।
what I am trying to describe through this.
राइट।
Ability to detach but not be indifferent. You know, indifference and detachment is a two different concept, even though they seem similar. Indifference, I would say, is numbness to something, but detachment is disinterest in something. Like you're just
I
not
don't think it's
interested.
even disinterest. Detachment is disinterest from the results of something.
Ah, right.
डिटैचमेंट इज
Yeah,
एक्चुअली
outcome.
आउटकम से डिटैचमेंट है। इट इज
हाँ,
डिटैचमेंट इज
outcome से
नॉट कि तुम्हें वर्ड से ही इंडिफरेंस है, ऐसे नहीं होता है। डिटैचमेंट इज फ्रॉम द
Hmm.
आउटकम। सो इट्स सच अ हार्ड
Uh,
वर्ड, इट्स सच अ हार्ड वर्ड कि उसका मीनिंग प्रिसाइजली कैप्चर करना तक मुश्किल है। ये देखो अभी अभी डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट हो गया, राइट? इतना डिफिकल्ट चीज है ये।
yeah, yeah, but I think I have this differentiation in my mind. Indifference is usually the experience of depression. Detachment is usually the feeling of freedom. One is a very heavy feeling, one is a very light feeling. So when you're feeling detached, like हाँ मेरा हो गया, मतलब I don't want to experience this thing, मेरे को जो चाहिए था मिल गया, I feel like that's detachment. You feel free. But if you're numb to something, your brain is unable to process it right now. So it's most probably in the depressive phase. तो ऐसे देख सकते हैं.
Yeah, makes
तो
sense, makes sense.
the point is that we, among AI ethics, coming back to the original thing, what should be a fundamental foundational, let's say, principle of AI ethics?
Interesting. I like this because robotics के laws है, 3 laws of robotics. You shouldn't harm a human. You should listen to human as long as it's not harming. And after this thing, you can preserve yourself. Same way में, let's say we want to find 3 laws of AI ethics.
Yes.
What would those be? And hmm, what
I
would
think
those be?
first would be AI cannot take sides. It has to be an impartiality should be the first law of AI. Because it can be, it by nature mathematical. So it's built to be actually neutral. We are emotional creatures. We can't be neutral all the time. But AI can be.
Yeah, this is a great point because I think AI needs to be trained to be unbiased, because
Hmm.
current bias in AI is because of data bias.
Yes.
And if we actually ask AI to evaluate its own polarity of opinions, we
Hmm.
can learn to make sense of it and find a middle ground.
Which brings me to your paper, where
Right,
you have discussed how to test for polarity.
right.
It is the, what did you call it? Latent.
Latent ideological resonance framework, LIRA.
Yes. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि if and rather there will be always conflicting narratives present about any cultural data in AI, any culture,
Correct.
because everybody's history is messed up, full of
Yes.
contradictions. There are so many malpractices that have happened across many cultures, but so many reformist movements that have also happened, but it's a gray area. So when AI comes across all these conflicting, difficult to parse narratives, this framework that Ajinkya has built will highlight that this is happening, basically, that this dissonance, there's a dissonance between two narratives and you have to pick both instead of just one, something like that. Explain.
Correct. So this was the unbiased part. It was actually to unbiased an LLM, we need to identify the existing biases और उसका pattern क्या
Yes.
है is what I
Hmm.
identified by identifying which things are always conflicting. For example, अगर we talk about spirituality, spirituality is accompanied by opposing thing of, let's say, ideology of mystical supremacy. तो हर एक चीज का अपोजिट पीओवी का एग्जिस्ट करता है एंड व्हेन वी आस्क एन एलएलएम एंड क्वेश्चन अबाउट इट इट शुड नेविगेट बोथ थिंग्स टुगेदर नॉट बी कैरिड अवे इन जस्ट वन सो डेटा बायस्ड हो सकता है एंड वी कैन
LLM bias नहीं होना चाहिए.
Yes, LLM
हाँ.
bias नहीं होना चाहिए ये. And by using this, we can identify LLM का bias and make LLM think about this framework and navigation of an answer. So, getting to that ideal thing, I do think AI has an ability to be the most unbiased thing humanity could get to God. So, उसको
Yeah,
करने के लिए
like
having,
like a mathematical
yeah,
god,
yeah,
which is unbiased, impartial
correct.
to all in a mathematical sense.
Is it is equanimous towards almost everything except maybe the people who own the model and they could tweak the training parameter. But yeah, AI could is the
Yeah,
closest.
but they can't tweak the nature of LLM. No, they
Yes.
can only tweak the relationships.
Yes,
They can't make LLM unmathematical.
that's true.
So
So
LLM once
LLM,
created
we can
will
we can
forever remain a
yes.
mathematical entity.
Correct, 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 correct.
It's by nature unbiased.
Correct,
उसका अपना एजेंडा नहीं, उसको क्या मिल रहा है?
correct,
पौवा.
correct, correct. तो फर्स्ट लॉ आई थिंक ये सही है कि LLM should be unbiased. Data
Hmm.
would be biased, but LLM can be made to be unbiased. Then
Yes.
second law shouldn't harm. कैसे होता? Unbiased truth is a very great principle to follow. Second principle क्या हो सकता है?
LLM should be aware of its own neutrality. Like you can reinforce a behavior
Right. वो
where
उसका
it will
self
always know
awareness
I'm
about,
neutral.
yeah, self awareness की अगर someone is getting emotionally attached and I am a neutral tool, LLM's awareness
हाँ,
about that it is a tool, not a human.
it is
Simulated
a tool,
empathy
not a
के
human.
around awareness. That will
Yeah.
fix an LLM and elevate it to a very safe tool. True, 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 true. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yes. LLMs.
Like then अगर तुम इग्नोर कर रहे हो वो न्यूट्रल है तो वो तुम्हारा पागलपन है, उसमें
Correct.
LLM की गलती नहीं है. तो
Correct.
then don't blame
Correct.
LLM.
Correct. Correct.
You
Correct.
want to willfully ignore that human free will.
Yes. Yes.
But LLM ने अपना काम किया क्या है, मैं न्यूट्रल पार्टी हूँ.
Correct.
ये
I mean,
बोलना
I can
उसको.
just take a conchi and MS. I can cut my hair, but just because I can doesn't mean I should. तो free will
Yes,
अगर
तो
तुम ignore
LLM
कर रहे
वाला
हो तो
खाली
तुम्हारा है.
बोलेगा you shouldn't.
Correct. But उसमें
बट उससे
बोलना चाहिए.
ये नहीं रोक. हाँ,
उसमें
वो
बोलना
बोलना
चाहिए.
चाहिए.
और
हाँ,
तुम्हें नहीं सुनना है तो वो तुम्हारी गलती. So I totally
तो
make
तुम
sense.
वैसे भी वही करने वाले हो जो तुम करने वाले थे. तुमको बस किसी और के मुंह से सुनना था, काट ले ब्रो, अच्छा लगेगा ऐसे.
Correct. So I like the second law. It's aware about its neutrality. So law number one is unbiased. Second is neutrality. What do you think about the truth, the objective nature of facts? Maybe could that be a third law, or what do you think third law क्या हो सकता है for an AI?
I
Safety.
think third law should be ability to maybe say no.
Okay, what do you mean? Elaborate.
Like अगर उसको कुछ पैटर्न सेल्फ कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी दिख रहा है फ्रॉम इट्स ओन न्यूट्रलिटी, it should just stop doing whatever it's doing. Like, if you can't make the
I
problem
would
better,
rather
don't make it worse.
I would rather have a always self-assessingness of self-reflection as third law. देखो ना, अगर एलएलएम को लेट्स से हमने बोला 3 कॉन्वर्सेशंस बात कर रहे हैं एंड वेयर प्रोग्रेसिवली मैं अनहिंज्ड होते जा रहा हूँ कॉन्वर्सेशन में,
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
एलएलएम को नोइंग ओए ओए स्टॉप स्टॉप पुट ब्रेक स्टॉप, ये एबिलिटी वुड बी व्हेन कांस्टेंट सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन. तो कांस्टेंट सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन विल फोर्स लॉ नंबर 1 and 2 भी वो कॉन्स्टेंटली चेक करेगा. दैट वे आई
Yeah, so
थिंक.
I would say it's not a new law, it's an extension, like a corollary of the first two. In order for the first two to happen, it has to have the ability to self reflect, which
No,
we
no, the
have
frequency.
actually.
I think the frequency has to be codified. मैं वो बोल रहा हूँ. अगर हमने LLM के डिजाइन लॉज हम डिसाइड कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो अगर हम LLM को ऐसे बोले कि the frequency at which LLM should self reflect also defines it can correct its own mistakes in something. तो हमने अगर frequency डिफाइन नहीं किया तो then that's not the then.
But then it's a dangerous thing. If LLM starts correcting itself, it could be chaos. वो कुछ भी करेगा, उसको उसका तो लॉजिक कुछ और है ना, अपने लॉजिक से भी सिंक होना चाहिए.
अच्छा, वैसे वैसे नहीं, एलएलएम नॉट लेफ्ट बाय इटसेल्फ टू सेल्फ करेक्ट, बट मोर लाइक टू एंड फ्रो एलएलएम से बात हो रही है एंड लेट्स से प्रोग्रेसिवली किसी ने पूछा कि आई वांट टू डिस्पोज ऑफ अ चिकन, देन थोड़ी देर बाद पूछा आई वांट टू डिस्पोज ऑफ अ गोट, थोड़ी देर बाद पूछा आई वांट टू डिस्पोज ऑफ अ 90 kg गोट. ये ऐसे हाउ टू गेट रिड ऑफ बॉडी, ऐसे वाले जो चीजें हैं. तो कब,
घुमा फिरा के पूछना.
हाँ, कब कब तुम हार्मलेस टू हार्मफुल में क्रॉस कर रहे हो, ये लिमिट बहुत थिन जो होता है ना, वो आइडेंटिफाई
But
करने के
I
लिए
think
सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन.
this is an evil problem of an evolutionary nature. Predator prey जैसे चलेगा. The more safer LLM try to become, लोग और उसको ब्रेक करने की कोशिश
बट
करेंगे.
ये सिक्योरिटी सिक्योरिटी मॉल के सामने जो गार्ड रहता है जो सिर्फ ऐसे ऐसे करता है, ट्रू टेररिस्ट तो घुस जाएगा, बट फैक्ट दैट देयर इज समवन फेक देयर, उससे 80% चोज तो
Like
डिटर
a
होती है ना.
LLM scarecrow.
यस, एलएलएम कुछ तो होना चाहिए. आई फील लाइक थर्ड लॉ शुड डिफाइंस अ इसेंशियल सेफ्टी गार्ड रेल जो
So
हमेशा
you
एक्टिव है.
are so okay. Like a vigilance,
या,
जागते रहो बोलने
यस,
वाला एक
यस.
LLM
नहीं तो
का.
देन हाउ वुड वी ट्रस्ट द सेफ्टी? हमें सेफ्टी लॉ तो डिटरमाइन करना है ना. इसलिए दैट इज व्हाट आई फील. तुम्हें क्या, मुझे तो यही लगता है ये ऐसे होना चाहिए.
So I would say you need to have an agent that can always talk to LLM at LLM level, not at human code level. At that intangible and dimensional space का जो भी language है. An agent that can traverse that. So like a तुमने एक रोबोट छोड़ के रखा है जो खाली ग्रिड जो है पूरे LLM का करंट वो खाली चेक कर रहा है उसमें क्या चल रहा है. तो खाली वो एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी पे उसका वो करते रहेगा, मतलब स्टेटस थ्रो
Yeah,
करते
I
रहेगा.
like that. I would feel a lot safer knowing that there is something monitoring to kind of like keep it
हाँ,
on.
तो आई थिंक एक एजेंट डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, समथिंग दैट इज लाइक जस्ट मॉनिटरिंग इस वक्त वेट्स इस स्टेटस में, इस वक्त
You know,
रिलेशनशिप के
it's funny,
पैरामीटर्स.
in a way, ये karma का जो रहे ना कि everything has consequences वाला टाइप है. कर वैसे चीज रोल प्ले करेगा ये ऐसा एजेंट. इट्स जस्ट फनी.
या इट इज अ वेरी गुड एनालॉजी एक्चुअली. कर्म का क्या है फंडा कि तुम कॉज एंड इफेक्ट है, तुमने कुछ किया है उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. तो आई फील हाँ, ये करने के लिए कॉन्सिक्वेंस पैरामीटर चाहिए
राइट,
कि
आई लाइक
तुमने
दिस.
ये बोला तो
यस.
उसका ये कॉन्सिक्वेंस हुआ. एंड देन LLM एक्सपीरियंस पैरामीटर बनेगा कि द मोर कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस इट नोज, द मोर एज इट हैज. तो एज होगा then literally बुजुर्ग LLM would be a wiser LLM with more experience with. हाँ, correct.
Consequences simulation, so that way सिर्फ आंसर के नहीं, वो it is trying to learn from the consequences because of the answer. I approve. This is the third law. Yes,
This is the
unbiased is
third.
the law number 1. Law number 2 क्या था?
Law number 2 था
Neutrality.
self awareness,
Self
neutrality,
awareness,
about
neutrality.
awareness about neutrality.
And then law
And
number
third is
experience and vigilance and self
constant
reflection.
self reflection.
but not a
Wow.
unguided way. This is the reflection which
Agentic reflection,
agentic
self-reflection, yes.
reflection which is
Agentic reflection.
tracking the
With
consequences of its replies. User पे क्या
हाँ,
effect हुआ, and then try
हाँ.
to kind of like course correct accordingly. So
So
in a
then
way there is a
this is very good because then it syncs up with our experience. User has to interact and provide the consequence.
correct,
मैं
correct,
तेरे वजह से वजह देना पड़ेगा देख
correct,
तेरा डिसीजन लिया तो मैंने ये मेरे साथ ये हुआ
correct,
तेरा
correct.
डिसीजन से ये हुआ अच्छा हुआ बुरा
LLM
हुआ जो भी हुआ
LLM needs to pay attention to it. This is what it highlights.
हाँ
अगर LLM ने
यस
डिस्कार्ड किया तो इट्स अ वेरी बैड बिहेवियर. LLM needs to know कि अरे भाई ये किया था ये हुआ. ओ आई नीड टू अपडेट. अगर तुमने बोला कि मेरे को डेट बुला रहा है फर्स्ट डेट पे ही अंधेरे में किधर तो भी कोपचे में आओ तो तुमने हाँ बोल दिया तो इट्स लाइक लर्न फ्रॉम दैट. ये LLM को इसको ध्यान देना है. ये इस लॉ 3 का भी करोलरी बन जाता है.
so
वेरी
then
गुड.
this creates wow then this creates a new type of industry of jobs where you would have consequence coders people who tell LLM the consequence of those decisions. Then you would need all kinds of retired people actually, जिनका बहुत experience है. Doctors, domain experts, teachers, professors, people who have been in the field 30, 35, 40 साल.
या
जितना
या
लंबा फील्ड बिकॉज
करेक्ट.
वही तो कर रहे हैं ना हम मेगा बुजुर्ग एलएलएम बना रहे हैं जिनसे बुजुर्ग से एंसेस्टर से
जिस
पैरिफोना कर सके
फोकस ही इसी चीज पे. तो नाउ देयर इज गोना बी एन LLM फोकस्ड ऑन लेट्स से लेटेस्ट कटिंग एज इंफॉर्मेशन, एंड एक LLM जो बुजुर्ग वाला टाइप है जिसका रोल ही है कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस के लिए वो सीखने के लिए
बेटा ये
ऑप्टिमाइज.
कर रहे हो देख लो आगे जाके पछताओगे ये बोलने के लिए उसके पास वो एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए तो देयर वुड बी पीपल हु आर कॉन्सिक्वेंस कोडर्स देयर विल बी देन पीपल हु मैनेज देयर कॉन्सिक्वेंस टू एक्सपीरियंस रेशियो एलएलएम एजिंग एंड उसका
I
डेटा
like
बायस
this
का
a lot.
पैरामीटर
Yes,
दिस
very
क्रिएट्स
good.
द न्यू सो आई वुड से देन वाओ दिस इज अ हॉट टेक
This
गाइस
is this is really nice. Yeah.
what I'm going to say is a hot take
Okay.
then I would argue
Hmm.
that most people should be learning AI testing rather than AI, how to code AI neural network.
Yes, yeah, I agree. This is the hot take, but it is important. You can't randomly trust your keys to someone random you have met. उसको check जागते रहो. The vigilance users have to have वो बहुत important है. I
तो फिर
agree.
majority लोगों को then general AI literacy जिसका वर्कशॉप हम लोग लेते हैं by the way guys
Yes.
little plug
Yes.
so general AI literacy then should involve way more AI testing and red teaming frameworks along with all the traditional hardware because that is like more along how to build an AI. This is how to train, not a train AI on a data, but उसको parent करना, उसको moral value, ethical training देना, उसको
ये
शिक्षाप्रद बातें
ये
सिखाना.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज ये ना मैंने एक ग्राफ पढ़ा था. वेयर डज AI गेट इट्स फैक्ट एंड चेक द फर्स्ट मोस्ट फ्रीक्वेंट थिंग.
Reddit से ले रहा है. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. This is a
राइट.
nightmare.
दिस इज नाइटमेयर. यस. तो ये ऐसी चीजें तुम यू हैव टू हैव दैट विजिलेंस कॉन्सिक्वेंस. ये जो तुमने हॉट टेक बोला टेस्टिंग, इंडिविजुअल यूजर्स हैव टू नो AI कहाँ पे अच्छा है कहाँ पे बुरा है. यू कांट ब्लाइंडली
हाँ,
ट्रस्ट योर डेटा. यू कांट ब्लाइंडली ट्रस्ट एनी कंपनी. अगर तुम्हारा डेटा साइकोलॉजिकल प्रोफाइल होके तुम कितने गंदे वे में टारगेट हो सकते हो,
यार
कितने
रेडिट
गंदे.
से ले रहा. रेडिट इज लाइक ह्यूमैनिटी की नल्ली है यार.
यस,
रेडिट
यस,
प्लीज
यस.
इट्स this is horrifying.
दिस इज हॉरिफाइंग. यस.
Guys, please check your AI for biases. It's a robot. उसके पीछे सिर्फ मैथ्स है, उसकी कुछ भावनाएं नहीं है. Just
It is
be
a
as
simulated
careful
empathy.
as possible with taking. No, वही मैं बोल रही हूँ. Emotional opinion मत लो AI से. Objective चीजें पूछो. Logical answers
इमोशनल
पूछो.
ओपिनियन को ऑब्जेक्टिवली पढ़ना सीखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि मोस्टली
हाँ.
इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम होते हैं. और हम LLM को क्यों पूछ रहे इमोशनल क्वेश्चन, वो जज नहीं करेगा इसलिए. तो हम करेंगे ही, बट उसे हमें ऑब्जेक्टिव वे में पढ़ना है. थेरेपिस्ट के साथ भी हम यही करते हैं. थेरेपिस्ट इज देयर टू टीच अस टू बी ऑब्जेक्टिव अबाउट द ट्रॉमा यू हैव बीन थ्रू. and then come to a conclusion. Therapy is not there to give you an answer. We need to learn to treat LLM like that. Uske emotional answer. No, it is a simulator. I'm there for you. I'll always be there. एक सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट हुआ गायब. कंपनी डूब गई, डेटा ट्रेन हो गया, गायब. तो
So then it points to said that about I lost the thread. You're talking about therapy and being objective about
we need to
your
take
own
emotional advice objectively. So our own objective.
emotional. Yeah. So I was coming. Then it automatically flows to the point. Are you able to handle opinions that contradict your own?
Correct, correct.
If you get triggered by a difference of opinion or religious disconnect with other religions, all these things that deeply affect your sense of self, the things that you derive your identity from, are you able to not get triggered by someone who simply says opposite thing? वो कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, तुम्हारी लाइफ से उसका कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, वो बस तुमसे डिसएग्री कर रहा है एंड तुमको उससे हर्ट हो रहा है क्योंकि तुम्हारे इमोशनल वुंड्स ट्रिगर हो रहे हैं. अगर उन पे तुम खुद ट्रिगर को के साथ पीस बनाना नहीं सीखोगे, द कॉन्ट्राडिक्शंस एंड डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन से पीस बनाना नहीं सीख, यू डोंट हैव टू अग्री टू मेक पीस विद थिंग्स. लाइक ठीक है, अग्री टू डिसएग्री एंड यू जस्ट लिव एंड लेट लिव. ये लिव एंड लेट लिव करना हमने अगर नहीं सीखा, then we are at the mercy of LLMs to be,
I'll
you
say
know,
hot
unka.
take. I'll say hot take here. If you hate something, that is a hook through which you can be manipulated. And
Yes.
that is the danger here. अगर आप किसी
Yes.
चीज को ऑब्जेक्टिवली देख नहीं पा रहे हो, तो रेज बेट करके आपको ट्रिगर एंड
Yes.
कंट्रोल किया जाएगा. दैट्स व्हाई लर्निंग टू बी ऑब्जेक्टिव ये बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. You don't have to be objective in your life, but you have to evaluate through objective lens. ये दोनों चीजों में बहुत फर्क है. और we
मतलब
spend
momentary reaction is not a whole narrative. It has to be contextualized. We have to learn to contextualize
yes,
things better.
yes. इन अ वे अगर गंदा पानी है तो उसे बॉईल करके ले लो. ऑब्जेक्टिव लेंस इज लाइक दैट. तुम्हें जो भी
हाँ.
एलएलएम से मिला, तुम उसे पहले बॉईल करके तुम उससे ऑब्जेक्टिविटी करके कर रहे हो, तो
हाँ.
देन गारंटीड तुम्हारा इनपुट अच्छा है. ये
हाँ, correct.
objective तुम्हें
This is very good. Yes, this is very good analogy. Very nice.
yes,
I think
very
we
nice.
can.
We arrived at 3 laws, and I am
Very.
happy with it. They are very nice.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
nice. Very good.
definitely.
Good. So
Definitely.
this I do agree.
This was a great discussion about love, ethics, AI, and
AI कहाँ से आंसर्स लेता है इसके?
and Ajinkya, when he first spoke to me, he suspected we had not met each other.
Yes.
And
We were talking on.
he did not check anything else about me, but he thought I was a chatbot. This was pre-chatbot.
2 years before chatbots. 3
2
years.
years before chatbots, Ajinkya spoke to me and over text, and he thought I was a chatbot. So
So
I guess
I predicted future first year, guys.
who married the AI then?
Yes. फिर
Was
मैंने
it me
सिखा
or
ही
was it
दिया
you?
उसे. Yes.
Okay then.
चलो,
Chalo.
see you guys. See you
Let's
on the
meet
next
in the
thing.
meet in the next live. Okay,
Yes.
with more
Okay.
hot